So you want to be a player, but your wheels ain't flying. You gotta hit us up to get a pimped out ride.
You've got to pimp my ride.
Hello, my sirs, mates, and ladies out there. How's it going? It's Brad Whelan, also known as Jimmy J57, and welcome back to another GTA 5 Pimp My Ride video. Today, I have for you guys the Ubermacht SC1, which is a fantastic new supercar that we got recently in the game while I was away at school, and I'm yet to actually customize it because I don't know. I got around to the popular cars first, all the ones people were really excited about, but I never see anyone driving one of these. And it is a supercar, but I did notice that the performance and all that kind of stuff, and the top speed and acceleration, is just not as good as some of the other supercars. But it is a very cool car, and there is a lot of different customizations for it. So definitely do need to do a Pimp My Ride on this vehicle right here. It did spawn in an awesome red today, which actually looks fantastic already. And I do really like that the tires get part of that primary color. But the only problem with that is that it just makes it so hard to want to choose anything but the stock tires because they just look so good with the car. Anyway, let's get started on the Pimp My Ride today. Let's max out the armor and brakes, of course, and engine off the start. Now we're on to exhaust, so let's clear that up so you guys can see it. Oh, listen to that engine go there. Alright, twin race exhaust, large oval exhaust, or the titanium big bore. You know what? Let's just turn this thing into a monster. Look at that titanium big bore right in the back. We'll throw that on. Front bumper, we can go with a primary color splitter, secondary, or carbon splitter. Now, I believe that this car has lots of carbon accents, especially already... Actually, no. I think that's the secondary color for the skirt. I'll have to see if we can customize that later, but I'm thinking some carbon accents on this car would actually be better than the secondary color accents. So let's try that out. We can always come back to that later. As for hood, we got the stock hood, the secondary detail, or the carbon detail, which just changes that little scoop part there in the front. You know what? I'm down with carbon as well. The secondary looks good, especially because I believe the secondary is some sort of black or gray right now, but it does have that red pearlescent from the paint job. I almost think that the carbon looks a lot cleaner. Now lights, we're going to definitely throw some xenon lights, and I believe this car is one that could do well with a neon, because it is a BMW M1 homage concept, I believe is what it is, based off of, and you know, just a very futuristic concept car. I'm thinking it needs some neon. We'll come back to the color after though. Louvers in the back, so we got some primary color louvers. We have the stock louvers, which I believe are the secondary color. Then we can get secondary extended, and then we can get carbon extended. Now I think actually that looks pretty badass. Again, with that really clean look, not having the pearlescent shine on the secondary color. I think that looks pretty sweet as black for the carbon. Plate doesn't matter. Respray we'll come back to in a sec. Roof, we got secondary detail, carbon detail. Okay, so you can have a whole carbon stripe down the top of this car. Just a ton of carbon detailing. You can put a race scoop up there, secondary race scoop, or the carbon race scoop. Now, I don't know. That's a hard one, because, I don't know, the car doesn't look bad with it as the primary color, but I think it's kind of cool having the whole thing carbon. So you know what? We're going to try that out for this build. Maybe we'll do a second build without it. We'll see. Now, skirts, like I said, there you go. Okay, so you can actually change. Wow, that changes a lot. So the skirt, the little insert there next to the window, as well as you can see the whole back of the car changes to carbon. So you know what? Our first build is going to be with the carbon detailing on the entire car. Our second build we're going to do without carbon detailing. So we're going to check out the carbon first. Spoilers, that's what I like to see. We got the GT spoiler, the Mark II GT, the Street Wing, the Race, the Drag, and the Super spoiler on the back there. An absolute mondo spoiler right there. You know what? I'm thinking, because the GT actually looks pretty good, but the chrome metal on there, I almost want to go with the Super spoiler. You know what? We're going to do it. I never throw any large spoilers on too often. We're going to go big wang gang on this one. Suspension, you know what? I might actually not touch the suspension. I just don't like that it looks like the wheel is going to be rubbing on the wheel well there. Just aesthetic-wise, I'm actually going to leave it as stock suspension. Transmission turbo tuning, of course, we will max out. Tires, I will be leaving these stock tires just because they look so good. Like, I don't think you can beat that. Look, I'll go into tires here. Nothing else is going to look quite right on here. Like, look, it just doesn't look right. It just doesn't look right. Those stock wheels are phenomenal. We can put bulletproof tires and maybe... Oh, we haven't even picked a color yet. Don't even know on the tire smoke. I've been thinking this car looks so fantastic in this red, I'm not even choosing a different color. So, first color combination for you guys, check out this red. If you have an SC1, just carbon detailing in red absolutely looks phenomenal. You can't beat that kind of look right there. Other than that, I will go through, and I'm thinking... some sort of orange. Actually, that sunrise orange looked pretty good. What about a pearlescent on there? What about a pearlescent of cream? That actually looks slick as fuck right there. Alright, we're going to put cream on there. Secondary color, let's see if there's any more accents still. Okay, so we still have around the front window there. I believe everything else has been changed. Yeah, everything else has been changed to carbon. No other details there. So what do we want to do? Want to do like a kind of red to jazz it up, or should we just go with a black, keep it simple? You know what? For this build, we'll go with the black. Next one, we're going to do a lot more with the carbon, or the secondary color detailing, I should say. So that's all done. Windows, we can black those out since there was no interior customization. And let's take this outside. Let's get you guys a good look at this beauty. And let's fire it up a little bit. Drive it around the block, see how it handles. So now we got full engine specs on this thing. Let's take it out. So I didn't end up changing the neon yet, and I didn't end up changing the tire smoke. Both definite things that you can do on this car. I'd probably change the neon to an orange, and then change the tire smoke to a black. But you know what? This thing actually handles pretty well. It's not too bad. The acceleration and speed aren't there that they are in other supercars like the Wagner and that kind of stuff, and the X80 Proto. But you know what? The handling for that lower speed is actually pretty good. I could see someone being able to race this thing right here. Now, let's take it back in for our second build today. So I'm going to leave the exhaust the same, front bumper. I'm going to change the secondary color. Hood, also secondary color. Let's see, lights. We'll leave the neon kit on there. We'll go secondary extended because I actually do really like the extended look there. Let's see what else we got. Roof. I'm going to make the roof the secondary roof with no hood scoop this time. Just have that more sleek aerodynamic look there. We're going to change back to stock skirts. And then the spoiler, I'm actually going to change up and just make the GT spoiler there. Because the spoiler is carbon no matter what, I'm pretty sure. Actually, it might be the secondary color. I'm not actually sure. We're going to find out in a sec. Wheels and everything can stay the same. Let's go through and pick ourselves a color, boys. So let's find out right away what is the secondary color on the car. So it looks like the whole back, the louvers, I made the whole stripe down the middle of the car's secondary color. In the front grille here is also secondary inserts there, and as well as that splitter. So lots of different secondary color accents. Alright, sounds good. Now let's go pick ourselves a color. I might have an idea in mind. I'm wondering what it's going to look like. If we do, what about gasoline green? With a lime green. Oh, the dew yellow actually looks pretty good too. I was thinking lime green pearlescent on there. Alright, that looks pretty good. Well then what should we do for the secondary? Something like a casual red? I almost want to change some of the accents. Oh, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be hard. You know what I might do? Hold up, it's gonna look bad for a sec. Just bear with me. I might keep the top. Where's my hood? I might keep the middle of the car and the louvers as carbon. A red though. There is so much on the back. There's so much secondary. It's like hard to get away from. I don't even know what to do with it. Secondary. Go back to secondary color for a sec here. You know what? Like, it's so hard to pick one. I normally don't do... Because normally if I'm doing secondary colors, the base color of the car is going to be very subtle, is usually what I do. Unless you're going to do like a white, which even the white looks too bright on there. What does a cream look like? Yeah, cream doesn't fit it. This is what drives me crazy. See, this is where we'd have to go with like a brushed aluminum on the car, and then the secondary color there be what it is right now, be the red. I'm going to try out the pearlescent glitch. To make this even a little bit brighter, we're going to go change the plate. Pearlescent, it's a bluish silver right now. We're going to make that an ice white. Make it even a little bit brighter. I do still like the red. Let's see if I change all the louvers back to red. Also want our hood back, if I could click on stuff properly. And we want the roof back. Oh no, that's the skirts. I clicked on the wrong one. There we go. And we want that back to red. Now what about that? Because that also does look really good with the red. And then we'd probably want to do a red neon on that, and probably some red tire smoke this time, since I forgot it last time. Tire smoke, we can do that. And then what if we take that outside? What does that look like? See, I feel like anytime you need secondary color to be something bright and poppy, you gotta have the base color of the car be something more of a shade. You gotta do a graphite, you gotta do a metal, you gotta do a black or white. I don't know. To me, making a bright primary and a bright secondary just doesn't fit. You gotta go with a bright primary and like a black or a white secondary, or you gotta go with a bright secondary or in a black, white, metal primary. And I'm thinking this car looks pretty cool right now. That looks pretty sweet with that brushed metal on there. And that is our second build for the day. This one definitely focusing more on the secondary color. You can also do this car in white. You can also do it black. You know what? We're going to try that out because I got lots of stuff to show you. I got lots of ideas flowing around in my head, and I want to make sure you guys got some cool ideas for your car. So let's go back in and check this out. As I drive into the garage, I got one more build for you guys. It just came to my head. I got one more build, and I'm thinking you guys are going to like it. So what if we did a respray? We're going to go with a graphite on there, on the car, and then we are going to make the whole top of the car carbon again, as you do. Alright, now what do you think of that? So now you have a graphite on the car, you have carbon up top, but then you have a red as the kind of lower body of the car. Around the splitter, around the skirts, you have the little stripe on the hood, you have the little insert in the side window there. But this is more like a dark build. You got the underglow and the whole back of the car in the red now. Now I'm thinking that is also a pretty cool build for this car. You could do any other bright color with this. If you did it with a bright blue or a bright yellow would also look pretty cool with the black. And then just make the neon accordingly with it. And we have all blacked out tires right now with those stock tires. I think it looks pretty badass. So that concludes this episode of GTA 5 Pimp My Ride. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below of this car. Tell me if you guys have one. Tell me what colors you painted yours. Because it is a very cool customization-wise car, but it just doesn't have the specs that other supercars have, which makes it unfortunately not favorable for buying and for racing and that kind of stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below if you have not already. And as always, sirs, have a good day.